Hi everyone, my name is Natalia Sutin, and today I'm excited to share Vacasa's revenue management approach with you all. There are 3 pillars that enable us to deliver maximum revenue for our homeowners. The first is best-in-class dynamic pricing and rate optimization technology. The second is a wealth of data from more than a decade of experience managing tens of thousands of homes. And the third is a dedicated regional revenue management team. Let's dive in and start with technology. Vacasa was one of the first companies to bring dynamic pricing to the vacation rental industry. We have remained the leader due to continued investments in this area. With our dynamic pricing system, each night is uniquely priced, and rates can change daily in response to shifts in demand or market conditions. By comparison, only 5% of self-managers change rates daily or almost daily. Let's compare different pricing strategies that vacation rental managers employ. The most simple is fixed pricing, where each night is priced exactly the same. This strategy underprices peak nights and overprices off-peak nights. A more sophisticated approach varies pricing by season and for weekend versus weekday. But this too leaves money on the table. At Vacasa, our nightly pricing is dynamic. Here is an actual Vacasa home and a look at its pricing for a random month, in this case, September. Weekends are priced higher than weekdays, with the Sunday before Labor Day priced over 40% higher than other Sundays. Each night is priced slightly differently to maximize revenue. As a result, we rent more nights and get you the most for each night. Our latest innovation takes dynamic pricing beyond just the nightly rate and further optimizes pricing by giving each itinerary, from start date to end date, its own unique price, depending on the length of the stay and demand patterns for that time of the year. Itinerary-based pricing is an evolution of dynamic pricing and allows us to fill in the calendar more effectively by using pricing to minimize stranded nights. For example, it might display a lower effective nightly rate for nights that typically go unbooked, such as an open Monday and Tuesday between 2 existing reservations. This allows us to generate more income for our homeowners. Now, let's talk in more detail about how our pricing algorithms work. We leverage over 1 billion data records from Vacasa and channel partners such as Airbnb and Vrbo. I will briefly mention that our technology allows us to synchronize seamlessly across these and 25 other channels to reach all the potential guests. We start with a specific market. 38 Florida, for example, behaves differently than Panama City Beach, Florida. And a 3-bedroom house behaves differently than a 1-bedroom condo. We then look at a specific home and how it compares to like properties in terms of reviews and amenities, and we price it accordingly. We often hear from owners who are wondering why their neighbor's home is priced higher. What they may not realize is that their neighbor's home is likely priced too high and has a wide open calendar. At Vacasa, machine learning monitors rates throughout the day and adjusts them in response to changes in demand or market conditions. The model considers seasonality, occupancy, booking window, which is how far in advance guests tend to book, the average length of stay, holidays, events, weather patterns, and, of course, competitor pricing. Our dynamic pricing model knows when to command peak pricing and when to adjust for softening demand in order to keep the bookings coming, especially in the shoulder season or for last-minute availability. We also dynamically optimize for the length of stay. Market, unit type, and time of year determine the likelihood of booking a longer reservation. We start by offering only longer stays further out and decrease the length of stay as we get closer in. For example, for many homes, we may have a 4-night minimum required stay over the New Year's holiday. If, however, a home remains available, the stay requirement will be dropped to 3 nights and eventually 2 nights, closer to the stay date. Our algorithms constantly calculate what will make our owner the most money and may offer discounts on long-term stays depending on the market. On average, Vacasa delivers 20 to 30% more in annual net revenue compared to traditional pricing strategies. In fact, in 2021, Vacasa made 32% more in rent for our owners compared to other professionally managed homes. How do we know that Vacasa makes more money? We currently manage thousands of properties, many of which were added through acquisitions of other vacation rental management companies. We closely track how our performance compares to historic performance under previous management. We do consistently see an improvement in rent and more revenue for our homeowners. For example, last year, a 426-unit acquisition in Hatteras, North Carolina, through Wyndham Vacation Rentals North America, saw a 30% improvement in rent, with 93% of homes making more year over year. Owners of the 40 units from Mountain Property Management in Jackson, Wyoming, made 69% more in rent, with 97% of homes making more year over year. 25 homes in the Marina Towers in Honolulu, Hawaii, made 59% more in rent, with 95% of homes making more year over year. We've talked about technology, and we've talked about our years of expertise and extensive data in the space. We've now come to the last pillar of our success. Our Vacasa homeowners have a dedicated team of regionally focused revenue managers who keep a constant pulse on the market and the home. For example, the team closely tracks event cancellations and quickly adjusts pricing for scheduled dates. Sometimes major events such as South by Southwest, Coachella, and Hangout Fest, as well as smaller scale events such as Keys Beach's Songwriters Fest in Florida or the Ironman in Hawaii, are canceled or rescheduled due to weather conditions or other external circumstances. Vacasa quickly adjusts pricing to ensure our owners receive premium pricing on their rescheduled dates. Many self-managers and even other property managers are slower to react, and those premium rate periods are booked at lower than ideal rates. We also closely track weather conditions. California has one of the most variable ski conditions in the world. There are seasons where it is completely dry and seasons with powder every other day. We keep a close tab on the snow coverage and impending forecasts and adjust pricing accordingly. We also take into consideration what happened last year to adjust the algorithms. For example, if poor snow last year depressed pricing, an algorithm may try to match lower pricing. On the other hand, we know not to discount too early. I will wrap up with ways to maximize revenue. First, it is imperative that you are priced accurately. If you're priced too low, you leave money on the table. But if you're priced too high, guests won't book. Being priced too high can also hurt your ranking on channels such as Vrbo and Airbnb. When a guest likes the location, size, and amenities of your home but does not book your listing because your price is too high, this hurts your conversion rate, which in turn hurts your ad ranking, which reduces the number of potential future guests who will see your home, which hurts your ability to maximize revenue in the long term. This is also why a minimum rate restriction can price you above what's competitive and inhibit revenue generation. High minimum rates also often discourage longer stays that drive incremental income. Another competitive advantage is the ability to take short duration reservations. For example, in Florida, we manage 2 similar condo buildings, one with no restrictions, another with a 3-night minimum restriction. In the building with no restrictions, we were able to fill the calendar last minute with more short 1 or 2-night stays and landed the month 13% higher in rent compared to the building with restrictions. Here are some other ideas and actions that you can take to increase your revenue. You can increase sleeping capacity by adding a sleeper sofa, futon, or bunk beds. Vacasa's surveys reveal that nearly half of pet owners travel with their dogs, and we've seen pet-friendly homes garner up to 15% more in gross rents above homes that don't allow pets. We also find that homes with hot tubs tend to perform better, as it's a luxury that most people don't have at home. If your home can accommodate a hot tub, we recommend adding one. And of course, regular home maintenance encourages positive reviews, which are a strong predictor of future bookings and your ad ranking. Finally, you should regularly review and remove holds on days when you are no longer planning to use your home. Doing so as early as possible maximizes the chances of selling those days. In conclusion, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Our goal is to maximize the home's total rental potential over the lifetime of the home. Off-season, lower-end bookings can help you get reviews and better positioning on travel channels and capitalize long-term. Thank you for joining me today. It is an honor to care for your home.